Hi guys, what's up, it's Alex here, and we are back with Forza Horizon. Now, if I go back and look at the last episode, I realised there was something really badly wrong with that video, and that was the sound quality. Now, I didn't realise when I was recording these 4 episodes live for this month, that I was actually recording with the webcam sort of microphone. So, all of the episodes this month would have been with really bad quality, but I'm not going to post these next 2 episodes with the live commentary. They're not the most interesting episodes in the world either, so it shouldn't be too much of a downfall. But in this episode I'm going to do a question and answer. I asked some people on Facebook and Twitter some questions for me to answer in this episode, so I'm going to answer those through this episode. And in the next episode I'll do a review of Forza Horizon, because I've been playing this game enough now to do a sort of review over it, or a first impressions of it. And for the people that haven't got this game, I want to let them know. And yeah, so we're going to get into some questions here, and hopefully you don't mind me just chatting about some questions, and hopefully you don't mind the gameplay just being some Forza Horizons. But overall, let's get into the questions and hopefully you'll enjoy. And the first question that I got came in from somebody on Twitter, and his name was Gulled, or his Twitter was also Gulleyes002F1. I don't know whether I said that right, hopefully I did. But anyway, his question was, have you ever cried over Formula 1? And I don't really know. There are some moments I've got like pretty emotional over really amazing things happening. I think the most memorable thing over the last couple of years that I was really happy about, I don't think I cried, but I was really happy, was when Pastor Maldonado won for Williams. It was such a dry spell for Williams in Formula 1, and to the point that they finally got around to getting a win that they've been waiting for, I think, for so many years. They finally got that, and I was just so happy at that moment. I was really happy. And I think another moment last year was, I suppose the first 7 races was probably when I was really happy. 7 different winners in the first 7 races. What could really have been better? But you know, there are some other really good races that I've got happy over. I mean, 2004, 2003, I don't know, the Monaco Grand Prix that Jarno Trulli won. I was supporting Jarno Trulli at the time and he won that, and I was really happy. But I haven't cried over Formula 1, but there are some sort of memories of the sport which some of the races I really enjoyed, and I was quite happy about the results at the end of the day. But yeah, that's a good question. Also, guys, if you want to answer some of these questions in the comment section for yourself, that would be quite awesome as well. If you want to maybe like write the question out and then say your answer to it. But yeah, let's move on to the next question from Ali Baranbo. Hopefully I said that right on Twitter. He says, what got you into YouTube? Now, I think I've said this before, but there's probably new people on the channel that would like to know why I started YouTube, and some maybe inspirations and all that. But yeah, it's kind of a hard one, because I think it was about 2010, 2011, I can't remember, one of those 2 years where I got a Dazzle capture card, and I bought that and then started to make videos on Call of Duty. I think it was the first game I started making videos of, and really it all just went from there. But the inspiration, I don't really know. There was a couple of people that inspired me to get a capture card, get a Dazzle capture card and start posting videos, but I can't actually remember who they are. I've always said that they're like Woody's Gamertag, Hutch or whatever, but I'm not actually sure. I don't think it actually was them. I think there were some other people, but I can't actually remember the name. But over the last couple of years, there have been many people that have inspired me. Formula 1, I think everybody's got to say the reason they start F1 videos, probably Into the Barrier. He's the most inspirational guy probably in Formula 1 at the moment. He makes the probably most high quality Formula 1 videos. I mean, he puts out 1 video a week, and when it comes around to that 1 video a week, it's always going to be a really good video, you know that. But yeah, just loads of people really have inspired me to go onto YouTube, and now at the moment I'm just super happy with how YouTube is going and everything. I'm having to record a load of videos in advance due to exams, but hopefully in the summer I'm going to have a lot of free time to make some really high quality videos. So, you know, the content quality might be a bit lower because I'm really having to record quite a lot of videos in advance, but I'm hoping they will be as good as possible. I mean, I'm not purposely trying to make them bad, so forgive me if some of these videos maybe aren't as good as some of the other ones, but you know, amazing support really on all these videos. I mean, pretty much every video I upload now gets around 60 likes, which is really, really amazing. And I must say, big thank you to everybody, because without the support of everybody that likes the videos and everything, there would be no me on YouTube probably. I mean, I had great support since day one, and it's all just been really like going up to the top straight away, and it's been awesome. Up to the top, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, I've sort of noticed in the Formula 1 community, I don't really know, I mean, Into the Barriers commented on a couple of my videos. I mean, most notably, I think 2011, F1 2011, he commented on one of my videos when he was like literally the only guy doing Formula 1 videos, like a lot of Formula 1 videos. I mean, I know Mickey Motions and Harrison 101, I think, well, I know Mickey was pretty much the first guy to do a Formula 1 video, but I think Into the Barrier was the guy that really grabbed it and showed the world. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, because one of his most viewed videos was F1 2010 and it got like 200,000 views, so he definitely brought the F1 gaming sort of community to a proper start. But no, that's a convoluted story. Yeah, that's a really confusing story, so I don't really know how it started. I wasn't really around at the start to know 100% what happened, but yeah, that was a really long answer. I'm sorry about that, Ali. Hopefully you got to the end of that before clicking off the video. But yeah, let's move on to another question. Cian Harrison, if you're a racing driver, what motorsport would you go into? BTCC, F1 and DTM were some of these examples. I don't know, because the one motorsport that I've enjoyed pretty much for the last 10 years, and I've watched pretty much every year with really, really a lot of inspiration and sort of attention, was British Touring Cars, BTCC. It's just a great series. There is never a single race that is dull and boring. It's never, you know, a Sebastian Vettel race where somebody gets out front and leads it for the whole thing. There's always some sort of drama. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe one race, Jason Plato, Matt Neal, Gordon Shedden goes out and dominates the whole race, but there's always somehow action that he gets to the front. He never easily gets to the front. There's always some sort of action on the first couple of laps. There's always a bit of pressure. It's never quite as easy as Formula 1 seems to some people, but Formula 1 isn't easy, let's just say that. I mean, even on sort of simulators, which I suppose, like iRacing, you could say it's a simulator, but you don't get the actual experience of driving a Formula 1 car. You don't get the wind rushing past your face or whatever. And even on those sort of games, cars are incredibly hard to just accelerate with, let alone do a lap. So, you know, Formula 1 is obviously the goal for pretty much most drivers, or that is the inspiration for most people to start watching that's the most sort of inspiration for people to start watching motorsport, sorry. But for me, I'd love to go into British Touring Cars if I ever got the opportunity and the money. I mean, you know, sadly, motorsport nowadays, you've got to have a lot of money, but I like doing the occasional bit of go-karting. You know, obviously you've seen a lot of footage from the GoPro. I mean, that's something I love as well, just like filming the events and uploading it and sharing it. That's another great thing about YouTube. I don't know whether I mentioned that at all, but yeah, I love doing go-karting or whatever, but obviously I wouldn't, if I ever had enough money to do a sort of race team or whatever, I wouldn't go into go-karting. I'd rather go into like British Touring Cars if I had the money. But there is one series that I've been looking at over the last couple of years and wondering, one day if I ever have enough money or whatever, I'd love to go into, I think it's Formula Mono, and it was kind of cool because we went to a brand touch event about a month ago now. Actually, when you're watching this, it's probably about 2 months ago, but yeah, it's quite cool because we went to the event. It was just a practice session, and you know, there was some guys there working on their 2 Formula Fords, and actually asked us to help out, and it was pretty cool getting to see a couple of Formula Fords from the 1980s, I think, and there were cars that had raced against Ayrton Senna. So maybe cars like that, maybe some old Formula Fords. I think this Formula Mono is a pretty cheap sort of form of open wheel racing. But yeah, you know, just I'd love to get into some sort of proper car motorsport at some point in my life if I ever had enough money. But who knows? Obviously, it's a dream for everybody that's interested in motorsport to be racing in a car at some point in their career. But I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully sometime in the future I'll be able to drive some sort of car. Maybe if it's just like a test day and like I don't know, a car at Brands Hatch or whatever, that'd be awesome. But I don't really know. We'll see what happens in the future and see what happens then. So next question comes in from Owen Quimby. I don't know, hopefully I said that right. Saying, how do you think that Danica Patrick will fare in this year's NASCAR season? Well, I'm going to go over and check the Wikipedia page because I'm not 100% sure where she lies in the standings as I record this. I record this on the 12th of April, and I've been recording quite a lot of videos today, and hopefully they haven't been too boring. I've tried to put as much effort into these videos as possible and make sure that they are watchable. So let's go down to the current standings. You know, we've only done a couple of races when I record this. We've only had like 6 or 7 rounds, but after Martinsville, she lies, where in the standings? 26th, only less than 50 points behind the guys in the chase. So you got to think, she drove the car a couple of times last year, but she got pole position in Daytona, which is obviously a massive thing. She finished 8th in that race, but I think the most notable event so far, as until when I record this, finished 12th in Martinsville. Top 12 finish in Martinsville is crazy. You're not going to lie. That is a pretty good result, especially it's her first. I think it's her first time racing there. Not too sure, but apparently that was one of her first time racing there or something. So I think she'll do pretty well this year. I mean, obviously it might be a bit of a downfall being a rookie to the series. I think there are only 2 rookies this year. Oh no, there's 3. Timmy Hill, Danica Patrick, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. isn't really. I honestly thought after winning 2 nationwide championships in a row, he might be a bit farther up the order, but he's 15th, so that's actually probably about right. He's only like 10 points off the chase, so yeah, I'll probably get off NASCAR before people will turn away, because NASCAR isn't, you know, the most interesting sport to some people. So yeah, but I think Danica Patrick will do quite well this year. I see some more top 10s this year. I hope maybe she can get close to the chase. It's going to be quite hard now being so far down the order, but I'm sure maybe sometime next year, she might get into the chase, but I don't really know. It's a tough one to call because you never know whether she's going to be hired up by the same team. And yeah, so yeah, we've got a couple of questions from Facebook to sort of round up the episode. We've got 2 questions from Mohammed. I don't know whether he wants me to say his second name, so I won't say it. First question was, who